I am here with Patti Lemmond, co-owner of the Blythe Company here in Mineral Springs, and we are going to talk about the recent train wreck earlier this month in June of 2011. Patti, when did you first know or hear about the train accident that had taken place that morning?
Well, actually, I was awakened by a large explosion sound, and where our home is located, it's near an intersection where there tends to be relatively a large number of wrecks. So I wasn't sure whether it was possibly a car wreck or something else. Looked out the window, realized it wasn't a car wreck, so I went back to sleep. About half an hour later, saw blue lights flashing outside of my house and learned a police officer was out there stopping traffic. Went out on my front porch, saw a large amount of smoke coming from down towards Mineral Springs area, which is about a quarter to a half mile from my house. And the police officer at that point told me that there had been a train wreck in Mineral Springs.
When did you first find out that the train wreck had taken place so close to the company?
And speaking with the police officer that night, we knew that it was relatively close to the office, but she explained at that point that it was a little ways past what is called, there's a little white church that's located next to the company, and she told me that the derailment or the accident was a little further down the tracks than that area. So I knew that it was very close, especially when they were blocking traffic even in front of the house and not allowing people to go through across the railroad tracks in downtown Mineral Springs.
Were you nervous when you first heard about this? Did you have any concerns about it being so close to the company initially?
Well, sure, not just necessarily because of our business. That's a major concern, but I could tell that there was also a large fire that was in conjunction with that. But right down the street from our company is a large fertilizer, seed and feed type store, and they carry a lot of combustible materials. And so my concern was not only just for the company, but it was for the town itself, strictly because that could have caused a major problem if it had caused any of that to engulf.
So, being so close to the company, were other businesses surrounding, were they open that day of the train accident? Was your company open for business that day?
Well, actually, Mineral Springs looked somewhat like a war zone by the time I arrived in Mineral Springs that morning. And no, they had Highway 75 was closed for about a 4-mile stretch, I would say. So all the businesses in that area were closed down. Now, most of those businesses are local businesses. One's a hair salon, one is an auto mechanic type of store, things of that nature. So they deal on local business people or local people in the area coming in. Our business is a little different than that because we cover the southeast portion of the United States. So we actually had to park at near the store or right near the stoplight in Mineral Springs, and we walked to our business that morning to go to work. And they weren't too happy that we were there, but we did go to work that morning.
So, earlier you said that